Yeah, just a quick review of the book, Rehabilitation of Musculoskeletal Injuries. Basically, the book is divided up into 4 parts and a whopping 23 chapters. So, a lot of information here. I'll go over each part briefly just to give you an idea what's in the book. The part 1 is healing and other factors related to rehabilitation decisions. Here they talk about, just kind of an introduction to rehabilitation, concepts of healing, impact of healing on rehabilitation, age considerations. Part 2 is examination assessment. They have a chapter on overall progression of exam procedures for rehabilitation. Also talk about posture, the gait cycle, like analyzing someone's walking pattern, their gait. Part 3 is rehabilitation tools. A lot of the standard ones here, aquatic or pool exercise, range of motion, that's flexibility, muscle strength, endurance, manual therapy, even some stuff on neuromuscular, well, they say neuromotor, but neuromuscular control, proprioception, your position sense. Part 4, rehab of body segments. Here they go over rehab of different parts of the body. That'd be like your spine and SI joint, your hip, like your foot and ankle, knee and thigh, shoulder and arm, elbow, wrist. Doesn't really leave a whole lot out. I couldn't find anything really major. So you can see this book covers a lot of material. I think it's well written, and it's a great resource for rehabbing, a host of injuries. This is a general book, so if you want information on a bunch of different injuries, this is the route to go. The other option you have is if you want a book for specific injuries, like say knee pain or plantar fasciitis or something like that, that would be a book like this one here is a really specific book on just a specific injury, like a torn rotator cuff book. As opposed to a general book with a lot of injuries and how to rehab them. This is a more specific book, which is another option if you're looking for learning how to rehab a lot of different injuries, getting specific books on that. This is a good example of that. Part 1, what exactly is the rotator cuff, goes over basic anatomy, what it does. There are lots of pictures in this book if you're a real visual learner. Part 2, answers you need to know. What are the symptoms of a rotator cuff tear? Any special tests? Any maneuvers, that indicate you might have a tear. Where exactly does it tear at? Are there different kinds of tears? Just a lot of good questions. I have a rotator cuff tear. I'm in a lot of pain, and I need surgery, right? Well, not necessarily. Different kinds of tears, but basically, this is a very evidence-based book. Each one of these is like a study, I'll put in layman's terms so it's easy to understand. Basically, research is showing you can have a really large tear and be asymptomatic, have no pain. And then otherwise, they can find a lot of people that have small tears that are in a lot of pain. So since there's no correlation between pain and the size of the tear, it's just not a given that, I have a lot of pain, I need surgery. What will happen if I leave my rotator cuff tear alone? Here again, more specific information about this kind of injury. The only way you're going to know the answer to that is if you look at all the studies like this book has where they take a bunch of people with untreated rotator cuff tears and they follow them for 5 or 10 years and then they find out what happened to them. Did it get bigger? Did it get worse? Did it repair itself? This book answers those kind of questions. How does exercise compare to surgery when it comes to treating my torn rotator cuff? Here again, evidence-based. The only way you can answer that question is look at all the randomized controlled trials, compile them, see what kind of consistent results you get. That's exactly what they've done here. Make a long story short, whether you have exercise or you do surgery, you're going to end up at the same place. And that's according to multiple randomized controlled trials. Very consistent finding in the literature. To that end, the book ends with an exercise program. There's 3 different levels, beginning, intermediate, advanced. So it's a good example of a book where, let's say you have a bunch of different injuries, you get a specific book on each injury. Okay, you might get a little more information on each injury that way. Otherwise, if you're looking for just a lot of general information about a whole host of conditions all in one resource, I think this is a good one. So check it out.